All right, welcome to the Walk-Ons. I'm here, Drew McDonald with John Watson and Murphy First Coast News at him right there. Ben Murphy, right?
We're in the building, baby. We're in the building. I'm officially a walk-on, not on scholarship.
I love it.
Ready to ride the pine.
So, welcome to our Walk-Ons team. Ben, I'm glad to have you on here. You are a UF alum. Now you're with First Coast News. What was your path like from UF to First Coast News?
Yeah, so from Jacksonville, St. Johns County area. Went to Creekside High School down there and messed around, did a little student news. Like, yeah, it's fun. Tried it in college. Was like, yeah, this is fun. Let's see if anyone gives me a job. Someone gave me a job. Here we are. No, it's fun. You got to work hard to be in this business. Need a little bit of luck along the way, but happy to be where I'm at. Happy to be in Jacksonville. Had a couple stops along the way to get here, but here we are.
So you're also an AP award-winning sports anchor. Slight flex. What does that mean to you?
It's cool to be recognized with stuff that you put out, even on just like a daily basis. When you throw stuff out on air, online, and people agree with you, don't agree with you. Sometimes it's good to get feedback on any sort of level. Even today, like, I still send my stuff out to people I admire and people I think are successful in what they do, and just to, hey, what do you think about this? Good or bad? If I get good feedback, great. If I don't get good feedback, honestly, it's better because I've learned from it. The thing about this business, and you can take this business and relate it to anything in life, is you got to be honest with yourself. There's always room to improve. How do I get better? How do I follow a path that other people have done, or forge my own path? We got to learn from people. You got to be able to adapt and be willing to take advice, or else you're never going to improve yourself, because not everyone starts out perfect. Not everyone even ends perfect, especially in this kind of business, but there's always room for growth. And I think just as people, as humans in any sort of field, you got to be honest and got to be open to adjustments. And it's nice to be able to get feedback, whether it's an award or whether it's someone shooting you an email saying, hey, work on this, work on that. You got to do better here, got to do better in that. That's the only way you're going to get better.
So how is Jacksonville for like a sports market in your opinion? Like as someone who covers sports daily, how is it covering Jacksonville?
I think it's phenomenal. You know why it's phenomenal? Because if you turn on ESPN, or if you turn on Fox Sports, or you turn on whatever national news, they ain't gonna talk about the Jags that much. So where do people get their Jags information? They have to get it from the local reporters who are coming through Jacksonville, the ones who are working in Jacksonville, because not always a spotlight on the Jags. It's usually a commercial when they're picking in the NFL draft. So when you have to get your news from a local reporter or a local industry, that puts more of a spotlight on us, because the people that do work in my shoes here in the city, people turn to us for their Jags news, because the national market doesn't necessarily give it to them. So we're not necessarily big fish in a small pond, but that's one way to look at it, because people have to come to us for the news. And also, having grown up here and having watched the team, it is cool to be on the other side and have access to be able to talk to the coaches, talk to the front office, talk to the management, and having seen what happens on the inside compared to the outside. And also, the University of Florida is right down the street, and that's a big thing for a lot of people in the state and a lot of people in the Southeast is college football. So having to be able to touch on NFL football on Sunday, college football on Saturday, and high school football on Friday, everything in between, UNF hoops gets hot. I mean, there's a lot of good things that happen in this area. JU baseball, UNF baseball. I mean, there's a ton of good stuff. Great mascot, the Shrimp. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff outside of the football. But as far as the key stuff that you can rely on and you have to come to, you ain't gonna get it in the national. So it is fun for us to be able to kind of be that outlet for people.
You mentioned the Jaguars. Who is your dark horse pick from the draft this year? The Jaguars picks.
Dark horse pick. You mean guys that they've already picked who I could see having a successful year post-draft? It's tough. I really do like the Chason kid out of LSU. I think C.J. Henderson is a good player. I think he's a freak athlete. It'll be interesting to see how he pans out in the NFL. I know there's a lot of question marks surrounding his ability to tackle, but I do like him. I know people thought he might have been a stretch at 9, but they had a need to fill it at defensive back, and they had 2 guys on their defensive back board as far as what we've gathered from the front office, Okudah and Henderson. Okuda was gone after the first 3 picks, so you got to go Henderson. I really do like the receivers. Get the kid out of Colorado, but then I also like Colin Johnson from Texas. I believe he was a 5th-round pick, 6'6". The Jags haven't had one of those big-bodied receivers in a minute. Something to go to the red zone, especially since they've had so many tight end struggles. I think watching Colin Johnson, the 6'6" receiver out of Texas, could be fun in the red zone and see what he does over the next couple of years.
So you said you had a few stops on your journey to Jacksonville. Can you tell me about that and how it got you to Jacksonville?
Yeah. So in college, I can make a long story short. Worked at a station part time as an intern in Dallas. From that work, they had connections that hooked me up in Jacksonville. I worked in Jacksonville actually part time at the station I'm at now while I was still in college, doing some work out of Gainesville, kind of bureau work. Then out of college, I was in Charleston, South Carolina for a year at a school at an NBC television station there. And from that point, had made the connections in college that when an opening came here in Jacksonville, I got offered the job and took it. And we're back. So that's kind of the short of things, but yeah, those are kind of the stops along the way. Did a lot of stuff in college, play-by-play, that I think really is what I wanted to do going into school. I was like, I want to do play-by-play, and found my niche in TV, and sort of worked at it at the student station. And like I'm sure many of you people know that you guys are colleagues with and work with, that getting as many reps as you guys can get before that first gig is vital, and helping you along the way.
Here's a question right here, Ben, the best one we got right here. You have the Murphy's Law and First Coast News. What's the biggest non-sports topic you ever want to do for the show that you couldn't do? Like food, movies, what's like your kind of like?
Oh my gosh. If I have to tell one more person that pineapple does belong on pizza, we're going to have a problem. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Man, people who don't know how to drive. If I could do a Murphy's Law on get out of the left lane if you're not going to pass me. I mean, there are so many things on the road that I could go into. I will say I'm an aggressive driver, so maybe some of my takes won't be as welcomed by others, but I will say if we could do a Murphy's Law on get me behind the wheel and talk about some people on the road, that would probably hit outside of my pizza takes that I'm not sure as many people will agree with. I like to watch my tail when I do those things. I'm sure I'd have people coming for me there.
So not a big fan of Jacksonville driving?
I think it's just drivers in general.
I got you.
But it can be on 295 at about 4:30 if that's what we're going to have a problem. If we're going towards the town center coming from the south side or vice versa, it gets clogged. I'm not a fan of when it gets clogged. They get a little antsy.
I think my biggest one I'll do probably is Waffle House is better, I think, during the day, in my opinion. So my biggest, I guess, Murphy's Law, if I could do one.
Waffle House during the day?
Yeah, best during the day.
Best during the day.
Yes.
I don't know about that one.
I'm going to disagree with you, but I won't delve into it.
It's the service. They're more friendly because if they're not.
Well, that's probably true, but when you get that late night diner, I'm not too worried about the service. I'm more worried about that chocolate chip pancake and hash brown or chocolate chip waffle and hash brown coming my way.
I'm going
there you go.
Waffle, hash browns covered with cheese.
Okay.
With a Coke and Styrofoam cup.
Fully loaded, baby. Fully loaded.
All right. One of my favorite questions of the Walk-Ons. Top 3 quarantine snacks. Hit me with them.
All right. So I'm a big buffalo chicken dip guy. Love Publix buffalo chicken dip. You can put that on a piece of grass from the outside and I'll munch it up. It's so good. I've also been delving into pimento cheese. It was supposed to be Masters Week, and I was like, you know what? Let's get some pimento cheese. It's a staple at Augusta. I was like, you know what? They got the Tiger Woods replay on. Let's get some pimento cheese and watch it. And that has turned into me restocking the pimento cheese about 6 or 7 times over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Okay, so those are probably my top 2. Let's see. Number 3, I've been eating a lot of this is tough. Goldfish. I like goldfish. Is that a little random? So pimento cheese, buffalo chicken dip, and goldfish. Those are my 3. Dessert. I I try to stay away from the ice cream, but I've been going in. I went to Wits the other day. I was like, I need a break free. I got some Wits. They had opened back up, and I'm a big ice cream guy. Big ice cream guy.
We talked about Kelly Sacco from Marlins, Fox Sports Florida. She said kale was a favorite thing to eat, kale chips for quarantine snacks.
Interesting. Have not tried that yet, but maybe I'll put that on the grocery list next time I make my run.
It's a very hot take, I think.
Still don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Also, you had a tweet a couple months ago about movie recommendations from followers on Twitter. What was your biggest surprise that you liked from the recommendations?
Oh, God. So I found out that I like chick flicks a lot more than I thought of. I love a good rom-com. And I don't – this is awful. I probably shouldn't even say this on the show. I don't like sports movies as much as I should. I mean, I honestly, if I'm going to turn on a movie, I'd probably rather watch a rom-com than a sports movie. And it's gotten to that point. I think the two highest movies I've had rated are The Departed with like Mark Wahlberg and Leonardo DiCaprio. And then the other one is Wedding Crashers. It's up there because I had never seen that, which is sad. I know if people can laugh. And then the other one would be, oh gosh, I can't even remember what the other one. But those are my two.
Any more questions, John?
Yeah, I just are you in Jacksonville right now?
I am in Jacksonville right now.
So how's
getting ready to eat some dinner with the Rents. My parents are still in town, so it's easy for me to hop down, see them, hop back out. They live in St. Augustine. I live out in Jax Beach, so I can.
You go into the beach a lot, or?
I have not. Okay, so even when I moved back, I really didn't go to the beach that much. I'm not a huge beach guy. I like the beach, prefer the pool to the beach because I don't get all sandy. It doesn't get in my truck. You can be nice and easy. You don't have to get all. I can control my burn a little better. So I really haven't been to the beach. I don't surf, so it's more of a pool guy.
So we're trying to grow this show, Ben. Who would you recommend we all do next time for reporters or journalists that you know? We talked to me a couple weeks ago.
Who are you targeting?
Sports journalists, sports anchors. We talked to Roger Hoover from the Jumbo Shrimp last week.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. Let me think about it, and I'll send I'll maybe send someone your way. Let me chew on it.
All right.
Might get maybe a Jags player.
Yeah. We'll throw someone. We'll get
throw Gardner in here. You know.
We'll get Yannick for your show.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Yep.
Should we pay him or no?
What'd you say?
Should we pay him or no?
Should we pay him?
I think it might be a little late for that. I think they may have tried, and it didn't pan out on either side. But we'll see what happens in the next couple months. You never know. Crazier things have happened, boys. Crazier things have happened.
All right. I guess, Ben, that's all the questions we have, though. But thank you for your time today. I'm glad we could talk to you for a little bit about.
Absolutely, boys. Best of luck with the stay-at-home situation and anything you guys need in the future. Hit me up on the Twitter machine or on the cell phone, and keep the grind up.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.